Tips and tricks have been in the YouTube gaming content space since the dawn of time and can be a helpful tool for new players. But don't be mistaken, this video is not that. This video isn't useless information, but is slightly useful information. These tips, if you can call them that, are technically useful, but only in very specific circumstances. Consider it a spiritual successor / part 20.5 to useless information. Either way though, let's get on with it. If you're into building, you're definitely familiar with using the ice rod to place blocks mid-air, since the ice rod can spawn blocks temporarily. Well, you don't necessarily need to do that. You can also buy junction boxes from the mechanic, which are able to be placed mid-air without any supports. You can then build off of these in the same way you use a regular block. On the Get Fixed Boy seed, consider trying to rush money on the first day to try and buy as many items from the Steampunker and Princess before 7:30 PM, when they are all killed instantly. If you can save enough money on day 1, you may be able to obtain conveyor belts from the Steampunker, the slime staff from the Princess, or even pig granadas or the party center from the party girl. These can be moderately helpful, especially conveyor belts. Likewise, if you're lucky, the tax collector on this map may drop his weapon, the classy cane, which is typically a hard mode weapon, albeit the worst one by far. It's actually decently strong for a sword in extremely early pre-hard mode, being around the tier of many or broadswords. You'll need to wait until he dies at 7:30 PM to see if he drops it though, since he is given 200 defense on Get Fixed Boy, making him nearly invincible to all other attacks. Biome spread is 6 times slower underground than it is on the surface, so don't panic too much if the surface crimson already reached you, since the underground bit is probably still behind by quite a bit. Are you road farming for wood in the early game and your axe just isn't cutting it? Try lava. Granted, this is only slightly faster than an axe of regrowth and nowhere near as convenient, but still, it mines trees instantly. All enemies on Get Fixed Boy and Don't Dig Up are immune to lava damage, so when building your farm, consider using geysers, boulder statues, sentries, or minions instead. They'll all be more effective anyway. Vultures happen to be quite blind, so if you build a staircase like this, their brains break, and they break. You'll be safe this way. In case you didn't know, the Umbrella, Featherfall Potion, and Jin's Curse don't stack. The red rarity color in Terraria is slightly bluer than true red, so if you're trying to show that red rarity color in any Terraria content, make sure you try to emulate that, or you can just steal this color code. Instead of going through the entire jungle temple to get to Golem's room, just use a teleporter or a Rod of Discord to get to the shrine room. It'll save you a lot of time and pain, especially if you're under-geared. The gelatinous pillion may have been nerfed, but you can still use it for insane mobility. If you have high vertical mobility like from a sandstorm in a bottle, then activate pillion in the middle of that jump, your velocity gets multiplied and you rocket into space at dramatic speed. This can be extremely useful for something like Premech Duke Fishrock. The only way to purify blocks directly and Get Fixed Boy or Don't Dig Up is to get Vile or Vicious Powder from Vile Mushrooms, then shimmer it into Purification Powder. Remember, both Purification Powder and the Contaminator are unpurchasable on this seed for some reason. Throwing ore into Shimmer will always produce ore the next to lowest tier, so don't throw your adamantite ore into Shimmer hoping to get titanium, you'll only get worthless ore calcum. If you do want to change ores between the same tier, you'll have to get the pre-Plantera Chlorophyte Extractinator instead. If you didn't know, Spectre Armor is not that overpowered. Both bonuses have a limit on their efficacy, that being 30 to 36 HP per second of healing for the hood, and around 400 damage per second on the mask. So, despite how overpowered the Spectre set bonus may seem, it can actually be beat in the later game by mix sets. If you wish to join your world faster, hold W and spam click. This will immediately teleport your cursor to the right buttons to use your first character to join the first world, like this. Not the biggest time save, but I'm sure there are people out there who will appreciate this. The Chick attacks enemies slightly faster than most other yo-yos in the game, which makes up a bit for its mediocre stats. The Amarok and Hellfire are still better though. The Dryad's corruption percentage is generally speaking an overestimation, since she counts non-solid evil blocks like thorns as evil blocks, but doesn't add them to the world block total. This means that the Dryad can occasionally count evil percentage over 100%, up to a maximum of 255%. So I guess you can sleep tight knowing the Dryad is a bit more pessimistic than the truth. A quick stack animation was added in 1.4, showing your items going into the chest. Due to this, you can use this animation to find nearby underground cabins by simply putting an item likely to be in them and then attempting to quick stack it. If it's successful, the animation will lead you directly to the chest. And lastly, the Enchanted Sundial and Enchanted Moondial have 2 separate timers, so if you have 2, make sure to shimmer one into the other to effectively double your skipping power. And that's 19 vaguely useful Terraria tips in 4 minutes. Hello, if you're part of the 3/4 of my viewers who are not subscribed, consider doing so, as we are nearing 100,000 subscribers. The series useless information is also available here if you wish to watch it. Either way though, thank you for watching, and good day and goodbye.